Hello, everybody. This is Kyle Martinolich. I was on a team this semester working on this website with Josh and Kody, who are here as well. We were building a website using React as the base to create an environmental awareness website. The main goal is to show endangered species that live in the areas of the Apalachicola Bay, Chattahoochee, and Flint, also known as the ACF area. There's also some information about some legal water wars that have been going on in the area between Georgia, Florida, and Alabama for quite some time. So, our main goal was environmental awareness with this site, and it needed to be interactive and enjoyable for someone to use. So, now I'll pass it along to Kody to elaborate a little bit more on what exactly we did with the landing page and the main part of the website.
Yes, so whenever the user first enters this website, they'll be greeted with Learn More About, and then there's a little box here that simulates typing of each of the pages that we have for each of the rivers. And then it'll say click the arrow down below to get started. So if we click this arrow, it automatically scrolls us down. There's some information about the website here that welcomes you to the website. And then we have these buttons that if whenever they load, they highlight on this map where they are on the map. So we have the Chattahoochee, the Flint, Apalachicola Bay, and the Apalachicola. And so if we click one of these, it'll bring us to that respective page. But if we keep scrolling down past that, there's now a place where we can find out more. And if we fill out this form, Kody Martinolich, my email, and then a message, the user does not have to put in a message, but if they want to add something to it, then there's a box here for it. Once they click submit, you'll see here it says email sent. Click OK, and then right now we just have it going to my email, but you can see first name Kody Martinolich, or last name Martinolich, my email address, and then hello world. So this is the email that was just sent. And so also another thing about our main page, it is mobile friendly. So if we scale down to about the size of a phone screen, you can see first of all our nav bar at the top is a little drop down box. Click the arrow again, and then all the text has been smushed down. We have our buttons still, they still highlight the map. Obviously, if you're on mobile, you won't be able to just scroll over a button like this, but they will still work if you press them. And then we can also see our footer has now changed. The first name and last name are now above each other. And yeah, overall it looks nice on mobile. So now to continue our presentation, I'm going to flip it over to Josh.
Thanks, Kody. So continue with the footer. The SVGs there for the social media icons are actually clickable. Right now, they don't actually go to anything, but in the README file, there is instructions on how to put the respective links for each social media icon. Next page. So all the pages, the Apalachicola Bay, Chattahoochee, and Flint pages are very similar to this page, where there's a Jumbotron picture in the background, and the species is clickable buttons on an image map on in the foreground. And when you click on one of them, they will bring up a modal with information about that species. And the image map actually resizes with the window. So if you went to like cell phone style, they will resize. They are still clickable. The modal will still come up, as well as when you resize to a smaller screen, an accordion will come up, which will have the same effect. It will show the species and the same information. Now, if the user wants either or, they can change that within the code. There is actual picture of the Jumbotron without the buttons on it, and they could just make it to where that shows instead of the one with the buttons on it when it is sized down. And then that way they have just the accordion showing. Anything else? Everything else is just styled. And then could you go to the next page? Like, just show them that all of them are similar? Yeah. And with the last page with Water Wars, Kyle will talk about.
Yeah, so this is the Water Wars page. As you see, it's a blank jumbotron here, but it's a very nice picture. So we didn't want to mess with that picture. It's a very eye-catching and picturesque. The rest of it is mostly information. This is information that we have been given to put here to fill out. As you see, it follows the same styles as the other pages. We wanted to make sure that we had a very light feel to our website, and it had an eye-catching and easy-to-read presentation as well. We have the back and forth on paragraphs from left to right sort of deal. Each state has a little bit about themselves and what their goals are in the whole water war battle that's been going on. This has been going on for quite some time at this point. And there's nice little header divisions just to break up the information a little bit, make it easier to read and understand. If you scroll down a little bit farther, you have a key point right here in the middle is highlighted basically and put in bold so that people can understand exactly how long this has been going on. If you keep going down, we have a recent update with it. So that was recently added, and it's just to let people know that we are staying up to date on this and the ongoing situation. So this is the website, more or less. This is how we made it look. We wanted to have something that was fun, had a lot of eye-catching features, was interactive, kept your attention while you were using it. And so if we went into the code for just a second, we don't want to spend too much time talking about the code, but the code is all React, and we built it using GitHub and Gitpod. So it's a normal React website, basically how you would normally code and structure a React website. So once you go inside the src file like that, you see your app.js, app.css. Those are all normal files. Those haven't really been touched much except for just to make the website run correctly. The main part is in the containers folder. Containers is basically every website page. We have the landing page right here. So if you click on it, you can see landing page.js. That is the code for the main page that you see when we started this presentation. Every page also has CSS to go along with it. So this has all been made sure that it's all organized in alphabetical order with media queries, of course, at the bottom. So everything is made to look nice and easy to read for anyone who wants to go in and make changes in the future. As you see, all of the pages themselves are in the containers. So this is for each one that we had. The lower Chatta page is actually now the Water Wars page, just for reference. It used to be that the upper and lower Chattahoochee were divided into their own pages, but lower Chattahoochee was turned into Water Wars just to make things easier. The code all is the same, but we kept the name just to avoid having to refactor everything. So aside from containers, where the pages are, there's also components, which is where you find pieces of websites or things of that. So the buttons that we created for the landing page, those were created using container components right here. So really, you can call more of them. You can add them easily. You just have to call extra landing button extra times to add more buttons very easily. It has its own CSS. Every component has its own CSS. You also see in here the footer. So the footer is the same exact footer for every page. It's just called at the bottom of each page so that you get it there. And so same thing, we have the accordions, so on and so forth. You see all of the components there. And then, of course, just the assets folder is very simply all of the pictures, pretty much everything that we needed to make the website look like it does. But that's mostly the code, and that's pretty much our presentation. Do we have any further comments? Anything we missed throughout here?
I just wanted to bring out that our README file also has further information about the purpose of the website, the URL, the dependencies, the node modules that are used, the GitHub repository, and how to set up the whole website in general. Also some credits on, obviously we're the ones that made the site, and then we got some more information down below about Yarn and how to get all that set up. We got some of our references down here of the copyright information. So yeah, if you need to learn more information about the site, this is where you would go, to our README file. But I believe that's about it, unless if y'all have something to add.
All good.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.